This is great. Let's stay up and talk all night.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's Court of Spades. I am Emily. I will be your DM for the evening, as well as playing the character of Nyx, who is the tiefling mythical beast of the party. I apologize in advance for my voice tonight. I am recovering from a bit of a cold, so the NPCs tonight will not quite sound healthy. This is the best way I can put that. But other than that, we're just going to launch right into it. So I'm gonna let everyone quickly do introductions, and then and then I'll say a recap, and we'll start the session. So just going down the line, introduce yourself, players.
Hello, now with working audio. I'm Nat. I play the most recent addition to the Court of Spades team, Jezebel Amarak.
Hi, I'm Wiz, and I play our half-elf wizard, Mary Marlios.
Hey everyone, it's Daniel Gam playing Peter Longbottom, our halfling bard.
And I'm Lex, and I play Gunby the cleric.
Zale, who plays our fishfolk swashbuckler, Peru, will be joining us a little later. He's running a tad late, but that's okay. Because I am actually going to start out with a bit of a solo scene for Jezebel. But before I do that, I'm going to recap last week's session quickly. Probably should have re-listened to it a little bit before I did this, but it's fine. Because I'm pretty sure all that happened last week was you guys returned to the town after making your way back through Rouge Canyon. And when you arrived back, you found out from Ace that that instead of missing for about a day and a half, as you guys initially thought, you had actually been missing for a week, and he had thrown him into a bit of a panic. Other than that, not much occurred. You guys each did some solo times, which I believe I gave everyone the information that they earned during that time. If I didn't, let me know, and I will quickly whip something up. But I believe that's everything. The last thing that's has to be done today is that Peru still has to excuse me. Peru still has to take the shard of mirror to Elin to get it turned into glass. But other than that, I believe you accomplished everything that you intended to in your free time last time. So we will be picking up on the morning of the mission. And I am going to start with a brief scene for Jez. So, it's a bit early in the morning. Give me 1 second. I just have to turn rhythm down a little bit for myself. There we go. Okay. It's a bit early in the morning. Not quite the time that you are all scheduled to meet. And Jez, you hear a soft knock at your door.
Okay. They're probably already up. If not about to start their morning prayer, then they're just finishing it. So we go answer the door, you know.
Okay, you go answer the door, and standing in front of you is Ace. He's not as dressed up as you're used to seeing him. He's kind of in more of a casual appearance, more like how he would dress if he was trying to blend in on the street, and he's not wearing his Court Spades mask, so you can clearly see the deep scar that cuts across the bridge of his nose from cheekbone to cheekbone. And he looks at you, and he kind of twitches his head to the side as if he's gesturing for you to follow, and he goes, God. Australian. Okay, good morning, Jazz. Care to follow me real quick?
Oh yeah, Captain? Lead the way.
He leads you quietly down the hallway. He's being really cautious as if he doesn't want to disturb anyone else. And he leads you back down the hallway to where you know his office is, and he seats you across him as he sinks down behind his desk and kind of folds his hands in front of him, looking at you. And he takes a moment before he kind of runs a hand through his hair and lets out a small sigh, and he's like, all right, I'll be honest with you. The little situation that I rescued you from has escalated quite a bit. I met with the Queen, not only to call off the search party for our friends, but to discuss the events of, well, you know, everything happening in Haven. And, well, she and a few others expect that there might be some higher powers at work in regards to that situation. So, I hope you don't take offense to this, but I am going to tag in Jack instead of you for this mission. Jack has been with us for quite a while, and we do kind of need his expertise in this situation. It needs to be handled very delicately, because if there are higher powers at hand, they could be volatile. We don't know what we're working with, and I don't want to get you involved in something at that scale so early in your new kind of job here. You understand, I'm sure.
Of course, what would you have me do instead?
Well, I'm also not entirely comfortable sending the party dealing with the circus out one man down. As you understand, the first time they went out, they turned up about 6 days later than they should have, and I don't want to weaken their support, you know? Especially now that I'm sending them out there to essentially actively engage with the owners of the circus, so I would like them to have as many hands on deck as they could, and Jack was quite the powerful support for them, and they won't be able to have him with them this time around. So, what I'd like to ask is for you to join them in his stead.
Of course, they all seemed like lovely people the other day.
He kind of chuckles at that. And he's like, Jiz, you have quite interesting taste in individuals.
They just kind of smile and, like, shrug. Sorry, I just shrugged and then forgot that this is an audio media.
It's an audio-based media. He smiles and he's like, I'm glad I could count on you. This will be excellent mission experience. This isn't too high of a concern right now. They haven't shown any blatant signs of hostility. However, as you can understand, the kingdoms aren't exactly pleased with having a business operating out of a lawless part of the peninsula. And given the report back from the rest of the party, it appears they are working with some powerful magic users, which can be quite dangerous, especially in the Evermore. So, under that reasonable suspect, we need to shut it down. I think it'll be good mission experience for you. You've had quite the field experience so far, and what you've done with us as a wild card. And it should be relatively easier now that we have full permission from the Queen to do basically whatever we want in order to disband the circus. So you can have quite a good time with that.
I will do my best.
I fully believe you will. Now, before I dismiss you, do you have any kind of questions or concerns? Do you need me to run down the list of your compatriots one more time?
I'm sure that I will be able to ask their names again if I have forgotten. Questions.
You can have.
I don't think so. I think I'll just let things run their course as it is. But please, I hardly think that their 6-day delay was their fault. So don't go calling the guard on us if we're a little bit later.
Well, I anticipate some kind of communication this time. However, if there's some other reason they aren't able to contact me, I will extend the waiting period a bit longer this time. Other than that, you should be okay. I understand the circumstances a little better this time around. So
Good. And I guess they kind of like hop up from their chair and dig around in one of their pockets for a second and produce like a small, well-worn piece of a pink crystal and just set it on your desk. Set it on Ace's desk.
Oh. And what did I do to earn this little treasure? He picks it up and like examines it.
It's pink quartz for if you get anxious again.
Aw. Well, thank you, Jezebel. I will definitely keep this on me. It might do me some good. But that does remind me, actually. Here, and he opens one of his drawers and pulls out a small necklace on it, which has a blue goldstone pendant on it. You'll see a reference to it in story refs. A little ways back. Yeah, it's not too far back. And he hands it over to you, and he goes, this is what I meant. When I mentioned their communication with me, this is what I gave them. It is essentially a little communication device. Easy to activate. Just say the name of who you want to contact and it will call them. Other than that, that's all I have for you. And if that's all you have for me, and he like pops the pink quartz in his breast pocket and like pats it, he's like, you are dismissed.
They like offer a little salute and like smile and turn and like go out. I don't know. They are very pleased that you took their pink quartz.
Okay, just exit his office and he kind of sits back at his desk and you disappear through the door, and that is the end of that conversation. So we are going to fast forward a little bit until the morning. Give me 2 seconds. I am going to quickly get the stats for Peru's rapier from his previous solo mission. That's what I'm trying to say. Sorry. Yeah.
You said that the three rumors you told me, it was 2 lies and a truth, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Whoops. Give me 2 seconds. Magical sword. I'm gonna mute myself for like 2 moments just so you guys don't have to hear me typing.
I don't know, like, how much we saw each other during, like, that week of downtime that we had, but for anybody who does, like, happen to see Peru coming back from, like, purchasing this sword, he looks incredibly giddy about it, like, as he's bringing it in.
Hey, that's a fancy new rapier you got there, Peru.
Yes, it's the first sword I've bought on my own, so I'm very excited to give it a try.
Oh, well, I remember hearing stories of all great swords having names. What? You should come up with a name for yours.
Oh boy. I don't know if I could think of one right now.
Well, all in due
But
time.
I will think about that. That's a good idea. I should name the sword.
Yeah. Unfortunately for me, I don't carry many weapons, but I do have names for all my instruments. I believe every great adventurer should have a name for their tool of trade, if you will.
I think that's a good idea.
Also, during my expedition into the local taverns and social life here, I did come across a few rumors that might interest you guys. So a handful that I heard that caught my interest were apparently a young child was found murdered and their family was murdered and their family in Oromir, and the murderer is still at large currently. A man went missing in the Evermore about 2 weeks ago and hasn't been found. And supposedly, some masked, mysterious mugger has been ambushing and threatening citizens across the city. Fortunately, I don't know how reliable my sources were, since you know how people are when they get a little bit of ale in them.
Mm-hmm.
But the one that does catch my interest is the one about the unfortunately murdered young child and her family. Primarily because, well, we did encounter a ghost of a young girl. I don't remember her name off the top of my head, but
Are you talking about Thana?
Thana, that's it. Yeah, perhaps she may be connected. Who knows? I'm sure we'll encounter her again when we return to that interesting circus. So, perhaps questions that we can ask her.
I have a question.
Yes.
How long were we here?
You guys were only, like, since you came back from the mission, it's only been the extent of, like, a full day and then a half a day.
Oh,
so,
right.
You had the rest of the day that you came back initially, and then you had an entire day off.
Okay. I don't suppose that I have gotten a letter in that time.
Oh. Actually, no, you have not. You have not received a letter in that time. You wrote that letter and sent it during that time, so you did not receive a letter back yet. No.
Fair. I don't know.
No, it's okay. I understand. I understand the question, but no, this is medieval fantasy times. The mail system doesn't work that fast.
Alright.
Even a magical mail fantasy system.
What, you're telling me crows can't fly that fast?
Through the Evermore and back with a fully written letter? No. Unfortunately not, but thank you for reminding me of the letter that you sent.
You're welcome.
Jesus Christ, y'all. Give me 2 seconds. Okay. So, I guess I'm assuming that this conversation is happening over, like, breakfast or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm assuming so, yeah.
Okay.
If this is happening over breakfast, I guess the question is Jez there yet?
I don't know, is Jez there yet? Right now it just sounds like Peter and Peru are having a nice little chat over breakfast.
Well,
She can show up if she'd like. It'd probably be about 2 hours after your meeting with Ace, because he met you pretty much at like 5 in the morning.
okay, so it's still not like decent hours of the day.
No, it's like 7.
Oh, that's gross.
7 a.m. waking up in the morning.
Go off to bed, Peter and Peru.
Jez is not Kellum.
Yeah. But yeah, no, they're up, so they probably skip their way into the breakfast hall at this moment.
Okay.
Our newest member to our fine party of misfits and... well, mostly misfits, but...
What time is it?
7 a.m.
Marin walks in, but like very, very tired.
Well, then I guess he's dragging Nyx behind him, who looks... If Marin looks tired, Nyx looks 2 times as tired. He's like... He's not even dressed. He's like in fantasy boxer shorts.
Fantasy boxer shorts. Ye old whitey tighties, if you will.
Yeah.
Whitey tighties and boxers are different.
Listen, we have boxer briefs.
He's just wearing his undershorts. That's it. And his hair is all over the place, and probably there's like dried drool on his chin or something. He looks a hot mess right now. He doesn't say anything as he follows Marin in, and then he just walks past the table, grabs a plate for where the food is, and like piles on an entire like mountain of food, and then takes a second plate and does the same, and brings it back and sits down next to Peru.
Hello. Have a good morning there.
And he just kind of
Okay, guess not.
at
Give
you
me coffee.
inhales like an entire... Oh, he looks at you when you say coffee and kind of like raises an eyebrow and nods.
No,
Peru gets up and goes and gets him some coffee.
Aw,
No, Peru. No,
What? No?
don't
No
do
coffee.
that. He's bad on caffeine.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe just a little.
Okay, so like mostly cream and sugar, and then like a little bit of coffee. Yeah?
Mostly cream.
Okay.
Nyx frowns when he hears you say this, Mary. He takes a little bit of egg on his fork and flicks it at you.
What did I say? Misfits, am I right?
Hey.
Holy That sounded even funnier because your mic did it in like slow motion, Wiz.
My hay?
Yeah, your hay was in like slow motion because you must have said it loud enough that it kind of blew out your mic, so it was like, hey! And he like rolls his eyes at you and then takes another big bite of his protein plate.
So, I am curious what you guys think our plan of action should be, because, well, of course, I don't think, fuck, what was his name again? I remember this, hold on. Oh, God damn it,
Which one?
the ringleader. Jesus, I'm sorry.
Marion.
Marion. I don't think Marion is going to very willingly take down the circus. So,
No, I mean, look, we had a pretty similar thing going. Nix and I, not running it, but acting in it. And a whole fucking lot of people wanted us to pack up and leave. That's just kind of how it goes in that business.
You see Nick's like kind of nodding in agreement as he like eats, because he's not gonna be talking a lot right now.
But
I don't have the throat for his gravelly voice very much today, my guys. But yeah, he's like nodding in agreement.
but Marion kind of pauses and like glances around. Are like any like court, like officially court members? Well, we're officially court members, but like, you know what I mean.
None of the senior court members are really present right now.
Okay.
Which might be unusual, might not be. The reason you guys are up so early is because Ace asked you to be up this early so he could send you on the mission. But normally this isn't like everybody wake up now time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's still relatively early.
Quite frankly, I don't know how comfortable I am forcibly chasing out a bunch of performers. They're weird, sure, but
I think
so far like they're hurting anyone physically.
Yeah, but they did also knock us out for apparently a week. So I'm not sure if.
Sure, and listen, that's super fucking sketchy. Don't get me wrong, I'm not very pleased about it, but that isn't. None of us were harmed, and we don't have any reports of us or anybody else being harmed there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that is true. We don't have, as the pigs would say, reasonable cause.
Yeah.
At least not yet. So.
I don't feel.
Pigs?
I don't
You know, the pigs. The
The pigs.
I got it.
Wait, what? You never had a rough time with the pigs before?
I like how Peter talks as if he's done his time.
Listen,
I served
you
my
don't
nigga.
want to know what I did in Bard College, but that's not important right now.
Hey, Peter.
That's not important. The important thing is,
I don't feel comfortable using violence
I'm not well,
people that.
no, I understand. So I'm guessing.
Listen, I have like a couple spells for persuasion. That could help, but that's the route I want to go. I don't.
Yeah, I also have a few charm spells as well. Also, during my week, during our week here, I brushed up my skills a bit. So next time they try to charm us or pull anything, I got you guys back. Which out of character at level 6, I get counter charm, which gives everyone advantage on saving throws against being frightened or charmed. So yeah, just letting you guys know.
I also brushed up on some stuff, protecting against other people's spells and whatnot. I learned counter spell.
Awesome. So we both be countering.
think I gained something too. Hold on.
If it's counterspell.
No, it's not counterspell.
Everyone gets
It's
counterspell.
not counterspell.
I learned how to climb shit real good.
I can predict the action of an enemy attack and forcibly like avoid it. But when you say that, Marin, to Peter, Nyx kind of snorts and he laughs and he's like, "Wow, I'm surprised you had time." He takes another big bite of his eggs.
I take his fork and I lick it, big full-on lick, and then I hand it back to him.
Gross.
Peter leans over to Jezebel.
Wait. Nyx looks at it for 2 seconds and goes, and then looks at Marin and goes, "I've had dirtier things in my mouth," and puts it in his mouth.
Jez looks a little bit concerned at Nyx and a little bit confused between Peter and Marin. He has no idea what you meant by pigs, Peter. He has no idea what Nyx's reference to Marin not having time means. But he looks very concerned at Nyx and is just like, I have mint if you need it. It's very good for cleaning your mouth.
Nyx kind of looks over at Jez and like offers like a small smile, as in like, "Oh, precious." Shakes his head and he's like, "I'm good. He pulls shit like this a lot. Thanks though." And goes back to
Manchin.
not Manchin, yeah. Not minding the fact that his fork is tainted.
Germs among friends, Germs among friends.
Mm-hmm. As you guys are kind of having this discussion over breakfast, has everyone joined the breakfast table? I know Peru, Peter here, obviously Mary and Chaz and Nyx are. How's Gunby? Is Gunby a morning person?
Yes, he runs off like 1 hour of sleep every night, but it's like he's used to it.
Mm-hmm.
So he wakes up at like 5 a.m. So he's already awake. Yeah.
Okay, sweet. Is he?
Wow.
What kind of what did he get for himself? Because obviously, some is he like one of those who's running off an hour of sleep because his like veins are made of caffeine?
Yeah. His veins are made of caffeine and he likes fantasy bagels.
Okay, sweet. So he's on like his 5th cup of coffee and is having a nice bagel.
Yes.
Gunby, you need to eat more than that. We're going on an adventure. You can't.
But
a bagel is not enough. Here, put some meat on your bones, please. And Peru passes him like, I don't know. I guess Peru would eat like steak and eggs, so he passes him a part of his steak.
Gunby looks over at him and he looks kind of sad, and he just whispers, "But I was carbo loading," and then he takes the meat and eats it.
Thank you. I feel much better about letting you outside now.
Thank you, Peru.
You hear just Nyx like snickering uncontrollably to himself.
What? Sorry, my mic is doing bad stuff.
That's okay. And you just hear Nyx like laughing to himself and trying to like hold it in. But as you guys are all convening over breakfast, you hear the entrance to the throne room kind of creak open, and Ace walks in. He's dressed in his proper court regalia, and he has his mask
Hey,
on.
look, it's my dad.
What's up, Chief?
Oh, did you say that in character, Peru?
I did.
Okay. Ace stops and then turns on his ankle like he's gonna walk out of the room again. And he grabs
I
it
don't
and
know, come on.
he goes, now, I'm gonna re-enter this room, and this time, you're not gonna greet me like that. You're gonna greet me like the official I am.
Sure.
Alright, here we go. He closes the door and then walks back in.
Hey, look, it's my official dad.
He pinches the bridge of his nose and he's like, we'll work on it. And he nods to you, Peter, and he goes, I'm glad somebody here knows how to greet an authority figure.
Good morning, Ace.
I think the chief was sarcastic.
Well, you know, I don't have to pay you. I could just keep all of your rewards to myself and you would never know. What are you gonna do about it? You don't exist.
Can we still get free breakfast though?
Yeah, as long as we're getting free breakfast, I don't care.
No,
I can't
Oh,
starve
come
you
on,
out.
I would
That
like
would be
my money.
immoral. What's that, Marin?
I would, for one, I would like my money.
Well, then I suggest a bit of an attitude adjustment around me.
Hey, it's not me.
Yes, well,
We have a lovely relationship, you and I.
You know I do it out of love
And I
and
wink at
affection
him.
for you, Ace.
Ace, like, rolls his eyes and kind of rubs his temple for a second. He's like, it's 7 a.m. Can I get a cup of coffee before we continue this?
Yeah,
It's a
absolutely.
lot. It takes a lot of energy dealing with all of you, you know?
Well, I mean, you're the one who put us all together, so...
Yes, you're right. I should reconsider some things.
Hey, so as soon as
Yes, Jess.
as soon as Ace said he needed coffee, Jess hopped up and just went over and got coffee
Oh, okay.
for everybody's favorite dad.
Oh God. Oh, thank you, Jess. Somebody knows how to treat the superior officer. He takes it.
I
for
said
me.
it was out of love and affection.
Yes, Peru. I too admire you. And
I
he
think that's the highest praise I've ever gotten from
Takes-
you. Thank you.
takes a sip of his coffee and makes a bit of a face. Like he kind of makes a face, not a horrific one. And he plops 2 more sugar cubes in it, and he pats Jez on the shoulder, and he's like, "Thank you. Oh, just a little note for next time. I like it a bit sweet."
They like tap the side of their forehead and it's like, I'll remember this next time.
Thank you.
Are you going to court?
What?
Are you going to court? You're all dressed up.
Oh, not exactly. I have some official business to do, with the Queen, so I will be traveling with her guardsmen, and, I'll actually be traveling with Jack, and Athena, and David, as well.
Oh.
So, I'll sit down with the lot of you, and we'll talk about today's mission.
Okay.
So he takes a seat in his normal spot that has been left vacant for him. And he kind of like sips his coffee for a moment and then sets it down and folds his fingers. He's like, right, so, if you'll all give me your attention so we can go over this quickly. To kind of recap, I am asking you, as ordered by the Queen, for you to return to the circus as quickly as possible and render its closure also as quickly as possible. I'm not necessarily encouraging you to do so with violence or anything like that. If you can avoid violence, obviously that's an ideal situation, but as I explained to you all, and I explained it to Jezebel as well, the kingdoms see an unrestricted business kind of located in a very volatile and dangerous area. Well, it's being viewed as a threat, so it can no longer exist, if you understand what I'm saying, basically. Without it being in anybody's jurisdiction, there's no way for us to monitor what's happening there. They don't need to file any kind of reports if somebody is injured or killed there, God forbid. So essentially, it's a threat because it's kind of like fear the unknown, you know? It's in a very, very... Whoop. Okay. It's in a very, very dangerous area. And according to your information that you brought back, it appears that there are some powerful magic users at work, based on the fact that you said it's self-contained. It has its own. Wow, can you hear me? My mic keeps dropping out.
No, you're good.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. It has its own self-contained kind of environment, like climate, and it's all in black and white, I believe you said. As well as some of the performances you described to me, it does sound that like there are some very powerful magics at work indeed, and that, coupled with the magic of the Evermore, can quickly spiral into a dangerous situation. So, you can tell them that they are welcome to move their circus into the jurisdictions of one of the 4 city kingdoms active on this peninsula, but if not, and if they are not willing to cooperate, then you are allowed to take matters into your own hands. We have explicit permission from our queen to do whatever it takes. So, yes.
I do have a question. Are we allowed to explicitly mention under the orders of the queen, so and so and so? Like, so if we do say, use diplomacy to ask them to relocate, are we allowed to mention that, like I said, under the wishes of the queen, etc.?
Yes. So I do have a written permission from her asking that it does disband. Obviously, if they refuse, they're lawfully allowed to refuse because technically our queen doesn't have power over the Evermore. But I do have a note, proclamation, whatever you want to call it, from the queen, signed by her, dealing with that situation. So yes, I will give that to you before you leave, along with the map and your forged merchant's permit papers that I always have to give to you. On the topic of Jack, if that answers your question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. On the topic of Jack, we have some business, as I mentioned elsewhere. We will be traveling to Haven again, on some information that Jez has brought back to us, and we've discussed it with the Queen, and she has wished that we attend to that. So, I will be taking Jack with me. However, I'm not entirely comfortable leaving a lot of you with one member down. So, Jez will be accompanying you instead of Jack. I'm not saying this to downplay Jez's abilities or anything like that. Jez is a very capable member of our court. However, they are not the level of power that Jack did provide. I do apologize for that, but I have to mention it because I need you all to err on the side of caution here. Jack was there to provide very powerful support in case of an emergency, and you will not have that kind of backup or protection this time around. You will have Jez. Jez is, as I said, very capable, powerful in their own way, but do try your best to remain unseen or lay low if possible. I know this is a big ask of you, especially regarding the Evermore, which is, as always, unpredictable. However, I have complete faith in all of you. I think you can hold your own, and oh god, the direwolves, they're here. And I believe that you guys can do this. Just take caution, you know? Err on the side of caution.
Ace, there's no need to worry already. We're still here.
I know. It's just in my nature, you know, to worry. It takes a lot to hire 6 new people, you know?
Well, and that is exactly why you've earned the title of Dad.
No, it's not.
Oh, stop calling him Dad. It's so weird.
It's very weird.
I'm gonna do it now more because you think it's weird.
I can't. Peru, you understand, it's hard for me to. It's very uncomfortable for me to deal with that, especially when this one over here is winking at me, and he points at Marin.
Marin winks again.
See what I mean? Like, we can't have that kind of relationship, I'm sorry. I am simply thinking of this in business terms. Of course I care about all of you on a personal level, but I would prefer if you referenced it more as friendship. After all, I might be younger than some of you. You don't actually know.
How old are you?
And he just kind of smiles to himself and he's like, that is the mystery, isn't it? And he sips his coffee again.
Well, let me just...
You're so not fun.
Well, for however old you are, you look phenomenal, Ace.
Thank you,
No
Jez.
fun at all.
Thank you, Jez. Wait, did Marin say something?
Yeah.
What did he say?
No fun at
I
all.
I was too busy hearing several times. Thank you, Jez.
Where are we leaving?
As soon as possible, I would like. I believe you
Oh, that was not
all...
in character.
Okay. Yeah. You're leaving today, but you do have... Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, Ace.
Oh, yes, Marin.
Tell me how old you are, and I'm gonna cast detect thoughts on him.
Detect thoughts?
Yeah.
Do I get to make a saving throw? Pretty sure I do.
I'm pretty hold on.
I'm gonna type it in the thing. I win.
Do it.
Peru leans over to Peter and he's like, do you
No, it
have,
just-
like, zone of truth?
Oh, I should have taken Zone of Truth.
No, I just do it. I just do it unless I want to
Just do
people.
it.
Okay. You know shallow thoughts.
Yeah.
Very shallow thoughts. He looks at you, Marin, and he kind of like smirks and he goes, I said that's a mystery, didn't I? And all you hear in his thoughts is, this is really fucking good coffee.
Damn, this is good coffee.
And also, I'm very uncomfortable right now. I want this meeting to be over. You also pick up little hints of like, there's a bit of anxiety on the back of his mind that he's kind of trying to like ignore, but it's actually like one of the main thoughts occupying his mind. So you kind of hear him thinking like, all right, I need to hurry this up. Like the others are waiting for me, and the queen is like desperate for us to hurry over to Haven. So like he's having like a bunch of scattered thoughts about the stuff that's happening in Haven. And
Okay.
that's actually like the majority of what's taking up his mind. He's not really thinking a lot about this current conversation. You also read a little bit of worry towards the party.
Okay.
But that's it.
Great. You're no fun at all.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Well, I'm not like one of those Connies. It's not so easy to guess my age.
Can you guess mine?
Give me 1 second.
No, don't you dare.
Well, you asked the question. Give me 2 seconds. Oh, goodness. Oh, please load a little faster. Thank you. What is this?
What is this?
I'm trying to think of something. I'm trying to think if he would have anything. I don't know if he would. I don't think he actually has anything. Which is very shocking. I could just be missing something, but I'm not gonna read the entire spells list that he has, so we're gonna pretend like he doesn't give a shit enough. And he's like, that is none of my business.
Hmm.
Now, if we're done playing games here, does anyone have any mission pertinent questions?
Do you have any, like, fantasy Xanax or anything for, like, my thunder-related anxiety?
Peru, I really can't say because I'm not too familiar with Via. He says a little smugly, and he kind of taps it, and he's like, you could ask Jez. She has quite the selection of stones for anxiety.
Jez looks up from where they've been eating, and just an entire plate of cantaloupe.
They're just eating cantaloupe.
Of cantaloupe.
Just cantaloupe.
It's just cantaloupe.
Cantaloupe isn't even good.
Whoa.
Hey!
Oh, that's a bold statement. I'm sorry.
That's a power. That's a power word right there.
Who said that?
Power word kill.
Honeydew.
Jez,
Honeydew
you
melon
want
is the
to, like,
superior melon.
put some meat in your system before we go on this adventure. You're just like Gundy, I swear.
No,
Please,
I
have some meat.
no. I don't eat meat.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
You can't just assume someone who's like a druid eats meat, Peru.
Oh my god, Peru, you can't just ask someone why they don't eat meat.
Okay, well, at least put some, like, protein in your body. I'm pretty sure cantaloupe
like,
does not
beans?
count. Like,
Do we have
beans or
beans?
peanut butter or
Nuts.
nuts.
Oh, next to tree.
But okay. They look a little bit put out. Cantaloupe is their favorite fruit.
I'm not saying, listen, Jez, I'm not saying you have to you can't eat the cantaloupe. I'm just saying you should maybe eat something other than just the cantaloupe.
Okay. We'll go get something or other. And they, like, get up. Maybe still looking a little bit put out. and go over to the breakfast bar. I don't know what the court has.
Yeah, it's like a breakfast bar essentially. Like, Pip makes like a table of food for the court in the mornings.
Okay.
That went so much more worse than I anticipated it going.
Nyx kind of pats your shoulder, Peru, and doesn't say anything else. Alright then. So hopefully, well, I'm not entirely sure they'll give you something now after that little interaction, but hopefully, they can help you with that, or you know, I think this is a good test, you know? I'm not saying that, like, immersion therapy
Ace,
is the best form of
Ace,
therapy,
I would
yeah?
say that maybe now is the time to shut your mouth.
Alright. Well, I'm not... Alright, well, if there's no other questions, anyone?
No, I believe, well, I think we should be good.
Alright. He brings up a little, like, briefcase type thingy. It's like a little, like, satchel, and he takes out, 3 pieces of paper. Well, he takes out the rolled up map and puts that on the table, and then he also, puts on the table some permit papers. Basically, the permit papers are, like, forged documents so that if someone happens to stop you, while you're trying to travel, you have like fake names and stuff that are on these permits that allow you free travel in between the kingdoms.
Mm-hmm.
And then there is the signed like permission from the queen saying like, please evacuate the premises under the order of the queen.
Okay. I'm gonna take the like notice. The leave
Okay.
notice.
Okay.
Peter, I think it's best if you maybe take the other ones.
Like all these documentations and whatnot.
Yeah.
Sure thing. And he takes them up, organizes them accordingly, and stuffs in his bag.
Okay, so does Peter have the map as well?
Oh, yeah, sure. I'll take the map as well.
Okay.
You're pretty charismatic.
Maybe we want to think about giving the navigator the map.
Oh,
Just a
true.
thought. I'm not saying you can't have it, Peter. I'm just saying I know how to navigate.
Give Peru the map.
You
I don't know shit about the
he
wilderness.
hands the map.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, Peru's kind of the only one who knew how to climb that canyon without
Fine.
any issue. Well, that voice is not happening today.
Alright, yeah, he hands over the map.
Okay. I guess I put the map in my bag.
Okay.
Because I don't need it out right now.
Ace stands up from the table, like finishing off his coffee cup and walking over to where there's like a bucket kind of, like there's several buckets and like bins, and he just sticks his dirty cup in one of them, and he's like, alright then. And he walks back over and kind of stands at the place where he was sitting, and he's like, alright, I have to attend to other matters, but do travel safely. If you need anything, stop in town before you depart and see if you can gather anything.
Do you want us to, like, when we get to the circus, call you so that you know that we're at the circus and that we haven't gone AWOL?
Yes, I would prefer that. Any kind of forms of communication. I explained to Jez already, but I will be more lenient with my expectations for your return time. And well, I think that's everything. Yes, stay in contact as much as you can. If the communication devices don't work, maybe some other kind of messaging system. I don't know. That's all I really have to say. Be careful, please.
You too.
Thank you. Oh, I will. Alright, with that, he turns away and walks back through the door to where his office is, and you guys are alone in the throne room. Nyx is like licking his second plate clean, and then he sets his plate down. He goes, "Ah, I feel much better.
I'm
Can
glad.
we?" Thanks. So I'm gonna like take a shower or something. That's not fancy. I'm gonna take a bath and get dressed and get my stuff, and we can meet back here like in an hour or so. Yeah.
Yeah, sounds
to
good.
me.
Okay. Peru, do you still have that thing that we need?
The mirror, yeah. I was gonna actually go see if somebody could turn it into glass for me.
Okay, sweet. Do you want to do that with all of us, or are you gonna do that?
I definitely want to go with you on that one, if that's
Okay.
all.
Well, if you want me to hang around here, then I can.
That'd be great. I'd like to tag along for that too.
Sure.
Okay.
You know, your voice just kind of went a little like country. Did you?
No, I'm not trying to do that.
He's working on his voices.
Okay. I see.
I speak in a country accent. I have no idea. My brain isn't. Okay. Be kind to me when my voice is today. He stands up and like puts his plate in the dirty bin and like on his way by before he takes his dirty plate, he takes Marin's plate and takes it up with him so that when he walks back he drags Marin along with him back to the room.
Marin just groans.
What?
Bye, Nyx. Bye, Marin. Have fun.
We're seeing you in like 30 minutes.
Don't drown in the bathtub.
Fun.
Stop. Ew.
It won't be any. He's like, Nyx is just like grumbling, and he's like, "You stink, dude." And so yeah, Nyx drags Marin back off to their dorm.
I guess Peru slides over to Gunby for more Elvish lessons.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait. So Des, who is back with an entire plate of peanut butter.
A whole plate of peanut.
Hey, it's protein.
I mean, yeah.
Huh?
Whoops.
Hi, welcome to How to D&D. My name is Fred.
Don't know what the fuck just happened.
Oh yes, we need lessons in how to D&D.
I hate Rhythm. Rhythm can fight me. It just like searches shit if you accidentally paste the wrong thing.
Anyway.
Yeah, go ahead.
Jez, who's back, sitting across the table from, I'm gonna guess, Peru and Gunby? And next to Peter? I don't know how this seating arrangement went down. Is spooning peanut butter into their mouth.
Peter's just like looking down silently, like squinting his eyes, like just to not believe this.
Hey.
A whole plate.
Somebody suggested peanut butter. If Peru is learning Elvish from Gunby, just kind of like perks up a bit, and also starts just like chattering away in Elvish. The two of them.
Gunby.
What? Did you say something?
Yeah, I'm just like curious. You have like two eager people. First of all, Jez
Yeah.
is just unleashing a slew of Elvish towards you
Yeah,
right
I
now.
heard that, but I heard you say
Okay.
my name.
Oh yeah, no. I'm just interested in this
Oh, yeah.
interaction.
Gunby is so excited. So excited. It's been a long time, probably. I don't really know what languages people in this party speak, but it's probably been a long time since he's spoken Elvish with anybody. So he's really excited to talk to them and especially teach Peru some Elvish.
Awesome.
Oh yeah.
Does he have anything to say to the other like party members about like the fact that other members of the party don't seem too keen on elves?
He has nothing to say. He's going to ignore that fact with his entire being.
Okay. Okay.
He's not happy about it, but he also ignores it.
Okay.
And Peru kind of just like quietly says like, thank you, by the way, for teaching me. I'm not sure Marin would have been too keen on it, so thank you. I appreciate it.
Gumby says, no problem. He ignores the Marin comment. He probably ignores Marin as a whole. Yeah.
Tension.
No, I'm joking. He's not that mean to Marin, but yeah.
Oh, bless. Okay.
Way to ignore the only elf in your party.
Oh, by the way, can I retcon that I handed out maps of the circus to everybody?
Yes,
Breakfast.
that's totally fine.
Okay.
I don't. If you didn't already, you can post your completed map of the circus in Story Refs. I promise I'll get like a really clean, nice version of a map for everyone. With all my details on it. As soon as I can. But right now, I haven't had time because finals.
Nah, I get you.
But yeah. So, you guys do this in your little downtime. Everyone gathers what stuff they need, for the adventure. And, you guys meet back in the little throne room area about an hour later. Nyx looks much fresher and is fully dressed and groomed, basically. He looks ready for the day now.
Are we ready to go then? Go visit, what's her name? I forget. The nice lady.
Yeah, Elin, I
Her.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
sure.
want to go visit her, and then if she can't do it, maybe see if somebody else in the town can.
Elin's very talented. I'm sure she'll be able to do it.
Marin also looks like much fresher and is like actually dressed and ready to go now.
These
I
are
want
He
to
also,
state, for
before,
the
was wearing,
record,
like,
Peru was
PJs.
fresh to begin with.
okay.
Yeah, Marin was also wearing like PJs.
Two grungy, tired boys. Now fresh
Wow.
and
This is such...
Listen, they're at a place in their lives where they can actually sleep in.
yeah. They're not sleeping on the streets anymore.
Nope.
Good for them.
I was just gonna comment on how, for once in my life, I'm not playing the dirty, tired boy.
Yeah, no, it's us this time.
Marin isn't dirty, he's just
That's
tired.
true. Marin isn't dirty. Nyx is. Nyx is very
Nyx
dirty.
is dirty. Nyx is dirty and tired.
Nyx is gonna take one step outside the court of Spades and get dirty instantly again. So enjoy while it lasts, guys. Alright, so you guys, fucking Avengers assemble and, exit the court of Spades, through the way from whence you came, so up through the, abandoned inn.
Is the bartender there?
Yeah, you pass by the bartender who nods at you guys when you walk by.
Jez waves very enthusiastically and says, "Bye, Dylan!"
He, grunts a little when he nods at you again.
And Peru kind of like catches up to Jezebel as like they're going out of the inn, and he's like, "Wait, is that his name?
Well,
He has a name?
of
Yeah,
course.
we all have names.
Everybody
He
has a
no
name.
I thought he was like a magical construct. I didn't think he was real."
Hey, he has feelings.
Also, I realized I just spliced 2 names that are side by side onto that. So, whoops.
Oh, good. It's canon. Can't change it now.
Yep.
His name is
Everyone
Dolan.
just call him by the wrong fucking name. I mean, it's not canon that that's his name. It's just canon that's what Jez thinks his name is, and now everyone's in the party.
Yep, I read
Is
half
it
the name
Dolan
and then
or Dylan?
Oh god.
I'm just real stupid, guys. Sorry. His name is Duard.
Well, you can't...
Duard.
Listen,
That's
in fiction,
Jezebel. That's completely different.
No, it's not. Are we making that canon that we think that Jez thinks his name is Doolin?
I think that Jez answered Peru's question and also greeted him as such, and he interacted with her. That's a little too late to go back on the fact that you called him by the entirely wrong name.
Alright, let me just change that in my notes real quick.
Okay.
Because I'm a dumbass who can't read. I had one job and I failed spectacularly.
It's okay. I love this. So, did you say Dolan?
Yeah, you,
Sounded like
they said Dolan.
I said Doolin.
Dylan.
D-U-L-A-N.
Which is an NPC in crit.
Yes, but I also read the name that I have in the notes and spliced it with the word right underneath it, which is land.
Oh,
Doodland.
great.
Dolan. Okay. Excellent. This is perfect. This is... What a swimming start to this mission.
I had one job.
Okay, well, you guys exit the inn after greeting who you think to be Doolin. And, make your way through town. Are you just going straight to Elam?
I mean, I guess that kind of makes the most sense.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's okay. Lex, can you hear us properly? Are you all good now? Okay. Alright, sweet. So you guys make your way through town, down to Elam, and this time it's open. Unlike last time when you guys entered a little bit after closing time. But do you guys knock or do you just go straight in at this point?
I mean, it's a shop, so we can just go in, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So I just go in and I say, "Good morning, Elin."
Okay, a little bell dings when you walk in, and she turns around and... Oh, goodness. Her voice is really high.
And very cute.
I re-listened to it so that I could refresh my memory of what it is, but I don't know if I'll be able to reach that octave right now with my current voice state, so I'm gonna do my best, and if I can't, then we're just gonna lower her voice a little bit today.
That's fine.
Hello!
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Oh, it's you!
Yes. I have this, and Peru produces the piece of glass, the mirror or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, actually, wait.
Oh?
Oh?
Peru.
Yes.
Sorry, Alien. Peru, before you hand that over, can you humor me for a second?
Sure.
What do you see in that thing?
Okay, and I guess I look in the thing, and what do I see?
Okay. Give me 2 seconds. I have to go to my little folder for Peru's background. Oh heck. That's not what I wanted to do. Please reopen that. Thank you. Give me like a quick second. Oh, I have so many people's backstories.
It's okay, I know I gave you a lot.
No, I'm trying to find it. I have it like, it's like buried underneath everyone else's backstories in my folders. Oh yeah, sweet, that's fine. Let me quick. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Please show me my folder, please. There we go. Okay. You put Peru's backstory in the public folder, right?
I believe so, yeah.
I think so.
I believe
Okay.
I also put the captain's logs in there too.
Okay, I think you're right. Oh, here it is. Okay, I was on the wrong drive. It's fine. Here it is. Okay. So when you look in the mirror, Peru, you see yourself, but you look like haggard, like you look cut up and beaten and just kind of like you've been in a really bad fight. And the mirror kind of flashes as if like a bolt of lightning has struck, and you realize that in the reflection of the mirror you're drenched and it is pouring around you in the shop. As well as on the, you don't notice it at first, but if you look a little closer, you'll notice that across your face is a splatter of blood. That I believe, does Peru bleed a different color?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't remember what color. I think it's blue.
That's okay because the blood is red. So.
Oh. Okay, that's alarming.
Okay, and that's what Peru sees in the mirror.
Peru's eyes kind of go wide and he's like, God! That's different. That's not what I expected to see. I understand now why you don't like this mirror. I mean, I'm all bloody and beaten up and drenched, and it's just not... That's not my blood. Nope. Anyway, Elin, I have this weird mirror that apparently shows us things that aren't real, and I need it turned into glass. Is that something you can do?
Well, first of all, can you identify it?
Yes, that. I don't know. I don't get magic.
Magically
but...
identify with the spell. All I have from it is that it's strong illusion magic.
Okay. Here, just, do you mind if I take it now?
No, go ahead, have it. And Peru hands it over to her.
She takes it and kind of studies it a little closely. And you see her eyes grow a little wide when she looks into it, and she covers it with the like she was like, basically when you guys walked in, she was dusting some shelves with like a cloth, and she covers it with the cloth after looking into it, and she goes, you said you wanted this turned into glass, right?
Yes, if at all possible.
Okay.
First, please identify it.
Yes, I will do that too.
And then we'll see if we want it made into glass.
Oh, okay.
I made a promise, Marin.
I know, but that might be a dangerous promise.
I guess we'll see.
The little girl could have been an illusion as well. I didn't see it.
That's because you were off doing fuck all in the hallway.
I was investigating.
Yeah, okay.
Elin kind of glances between the two of you and like pushes up her glasses a little, and she's like, "Well, okay, I'll see if I can identify this. Give me 2 seconds because I know there's a spell, but I don't know if it takes a little. I'm pretty sure it does. Oh, it only takes like a minute." This is a really low-level spell.
I know.
Okay. And she sets it on. She kind of like gestures for you guys to like follow her, and she's like, you can come back here if you'd like. It's a bit messy. Just to let you know, I'm sorry. I don't know if all of you will fit back here, but if you two who seem most interested in it want to come?
Sure.
Yeah, please.
Yes, that's no problem.
Okay. She leads Peru and Marin where she has like a little workshop. It is very, very messy. It looks like a hoarder's den. Like there is stuff hanging off all the walls. There's like tapestries and scrolls, like piles of scrolls everywhere. There's like little tinkers, like tools everywhere, and she has like a bunch of different wands and like brooms and just like a bunch of junk back there. Not all of it is necessarily magical. Some of it is clearly like something that she can enchant and stuff like that. But it is a very, very messy workshop, and there's a small table in it, but it is the size for a gnome because she's a gnome. So she kind of pushes some papers off the table into the ground, and sits on her little stool, and turns on a light. And there's kind of like you know how like a jeweler has like a setup where they set precious jewels on it and they can like look at it closer and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
She kind of has a setup similar to that, so she has like a big magnifying glass she can look at this with. And she goes, "Okay, I don't really have any accommodating seats.
Don't
No, I'm
worry
fine
about it.
standing.
Okay, 1 second." And she brings out a wand and casts a spell, and she touches her wand to the mirror, and after a couple seconds, a minute to be exact, she lifts up the piece of mirror and kind of tilts it back and forth, and she goes, "Interesting. It doesn't 1 second." And she kind of like takes it over towards her. She has a bookshelf, and she like scans a couple titles, and then she pulls out a book and brings it back to the table and lays it out. And she kind of drags her finger down it, and she's like reading really rapidly, you can tell. She goes, "Oh, that's what I thought. I've never quite seen magic like this." And she holds it up to you, and she's kind of like, she seems unsure of herself, which is kind of odd. And she's like, "Well, I can confirm it's definitely illusion magic. You were right, Marin. But it's been cast by a very, very old magic user. This is very powerful, ancient magic. I've never seen an artifact quite like this. Well, at least I haven't seen it imbued into something like a mirror before. Here, let's see. And she pulls up a page in her book and she kind of turns it to you and gestures to it, and she goes, "Yes, this is what I thought. There's this story, but I didn't really think it was something real. I just kind of had it on my shelf as an old fairy tale. But there's this story about an ancient wizard who had to make a special mirror for a goblin king. And when somebody looked in that mirror, it made everything that was good look bad, and everything that was bad look good. They called it the Goblin's Glass. So essentially everything good and beautiful is reflected as horrible and ugly. However, in the story, the Goblin King is defeated and the mirror is shattered and the shards go everywhere. It's magic, of course, so in the story, the shards just kind of fly all over the world, and anybody who has a piece of that glass stuck in their eye, well, their view of the world is twisted and warped into something terrible and ugly. But this just seems to be a fully intact shard of the mirror. I think there's some kind of lore about this in reality, but again, I always thought it was, a children's story to scare people. And she kind of like turns the book back towards her and flips a couple pages and reads a paragraph, and she goes, "Yeah, here, it says that the Goblin King was defeated like any other enemy, and the mirror was shattered and the shards were just kind of split among the spoils, sold off or disappeared into history. Glass is very easy to misplace, especially broken glass. But if you ask me, it seems like that's exactly what this artifact is. It seems like it's a shard of the Goblin's Glass."
Okay, and I guess how would you say turning it into a clear piece of glass would affect the magical properties of it?
Well, I don't think it would ruin the magic or anything. As I said, it's a very powerful spell. It seems like whoever asked you to turn it to glass maybe wants you to look through it instead of seeing it reflected back at you.
I see. So perhaps it may be beneficial, Marin, for us to actually go through with this. Maybe it'll allow us to see the circus as it actually is.
Well, let's not go that far. I mean, you looked in it and you saw a haggard mess. I looked in it and I saw something I didn't want to see.
Right, but if we turn it into glass, we can see through it. Perhaps it might dispel whatever illusion the circus is put up with. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes. However, from what I can tell, it's judgment on good and bad, flimsy at best.
If I may say something, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So it is very much a reflection of one's own perception. So if you see something as beautiful, another person might see it as ugly, and therefore the results might be different.
Oh, okay. That makes a little bit more sense.
So would you like me to turn it into glass?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes, please.
I just wanted to make sure it wasn't dangerous.
As far as I can tell, no. It's just a harmless little illusion magic trick. It's just whoever cast it was very powerful, especially for the illusion to have lasted this long, imbued into an item such as this after it was broken. But as far as I can tell, it's just something that warps your perception of reality. Or shows you reality, depending on what your opinion is. But if that's all, then it'll take me about an hour to turn this into glass. You're welcome
Okay.
to mull about my shop or come back. But
All right.
it shouldn't take very long. An hour should be plenty of time.
Okay.
Yeah,
and,
I
how
may
much do I owe you for your services?
Well, it's not really along my usual line of work, so it shouldn't cost too much. Maybe 10 GP?
Okay. Yes. And Peru takes that out and gives it to her.
Okay, thank you. Then I'll have that for you in an hour. And
I may want to look around the shop in the meantime.
okay, you're welcome to. And she kind of like, pulls the magnifying glass back to her and stands up, and she just like is starting to get to work. She's not really like dismissing you at all, but like you are welcome.
Okay. I walk back out into the store.
So do I.
Okay. Nix looks up when you return, Marin. He's kind of like, so what's the situation?
It's a powerful old mirror from a powerful old wizard or something. And, from what I understand, it takes the perception of things and flips them on their head. So if the looker perceives themselves as beautiful, then they will be seen as ugly, and vice versa.
When you say that, Nix kind of like pauses for a second and like considers it, and he goes, well, that makes sense. And then he kind of like avoids eye contact with you.
Yeah, Marin also is like kind of looking at the floor.
How? Peru, is she turning it into glass?
Yes. Yeah, she's turning it into glass, and hopefully, I don't know, it'll do something good for us. I don't really know. I'm out of my comfort zone with the magic thing.
Okay.
We assume that looking through it, you'll be able to, I don't know, see other people rather than yourself. But past that, I'm not quite sure how the enchantment will affect what you are seeing. I don't know if it is still your perception or their own perception. Guess we'll find out.
Okay. Well, how long is it gonna take?
An hour. So we have some time to kill.
Okay. I'm just gonna wander around the town a little. Get some fresh air. I guess it's kind of stuffy in the core spade. I mean, in the back home. So I'm just gonna go for a walk. And he kind of like leaves without saying anything else.
Sorry, not Marin. Just kind of like looks around the party, I guess specifically at Marin, because they are the one that they've seen Nyx with the most. But if if Marin is not going after Nyx, Jez does.
No, just
Nope. Go.
if he
What, he's not a fan of mirrors?
is Jez really like leaving after Marin said no wait.
Depends on how big the building is.
It's a very like condensed shop. It's not a big building.
Okay, if they aren't stopping, Marin grabs Jez by the wrist.
Yeah, go for it. Aaron, what are you doing? Oh my god. Sorry. Just choked for a second.
Please just give him some time.
But people shouldn't be alone if they're upset.
Yeah, well, some people like to be for a minute. And he'll come back around when he wants to be back around. It won't be long. He's a people person.
Is he okay though? Like, he's not. Like, is he on suicide watch, or is this like a typical thing?
No.
Okay.
Don't joke about that.
No, it wasn't a joke. I just.
No, he's fine.
Okay.
Listen, I would be the first one going after him if he wasn't. Well, maybe fine isn't the right word, but he will be fine.
I guess, are you okay?
Sure. I'm gonna look at the spell scrolls.
Jez looks very confused.
And Marin just walks over and starts like paging through scrolls.
Yeah, so Jez is looking at Peru like, what is going on?
Peru is definitely returning this look.
Peter's just standing there shrugging, like.
Peter's so indifferent to the emotional trauma of the.
Listen, man, we got a job on it.
No time for this drama.
It's a magic mirror. Oh, jeez.
What spell scrolls are there?
Give me 2 seconds, and I will tell you. I just have a certain website. Did I give? I know I listed spell scrolls previously, but I'm gonna be real honest. I don't remember.
That's okay. They all got bought, and now there's new ones.
Okay, yeah. There you go. Let me just quickly generate some stuff because I don't have the energy to think of individual ones. Not an alchemist. Describe. Okay. So we have a scroll of comprehend languages. Hey, Wiz, do you mind writing these down for me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, bless you, thank you. Even the ones you don't buy.
Yeah.
Just for my own future reference, thank you.
What was the first one?
The first one was a scroll of comprehend languages.
Yep.
You got one of alarm.
Yep.
Give me 2 seconds to see. I just want to make sure, because this doesn't list like the levels of them all. Okay. There's one of scorching ray.
Yep.
Let's see what this one is. That's not what I wanted. There we go. That's what I want. Sorry, there's like a lot of things that are like trying to. One of them is summon monster.
Yep.
And then there is inflict wounds.
Okay.
Let me see what this one spell does. Okay, and then there is one left, the spell fear.
All right.
Okay. Do any of these interest you? Elan's not really here to serve you right now, but pick something up before the shop. Some of them are. Let's see. God, the problem with this is like, I have to literally know what each level. Oh wait, actually here it's listed right next to it. There are prices already assigned to these, and I'm just gonna stick with it for the sake of convenience.
Yeah.
Plus, I know Marin is fucking rolling in it, so it doesn't.
Yeah,
matter. The one for alarm and the one for summon master are 25 GP. As is the one for comprehend languages. Let me see if any of the other ones are. I think. Let me quickly see what the level, because one of these is a different one than the thing that I read. It's first level, so yeah. So is the one for inflict wound. And then Scorching Ray is 150 GP.
Okay.
And Fear is 700 GP.
Alright. Is that 4th level?
Fear
Yeah.
is a 3rd level illusion magic.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not I'm not interested in any of them.
Okay, that's fine.
While Marin is like perusing them though, Farouk kind of like wanders over and he's like, how do these things work? Like, are they only for magic users, or can you, like, if you're not a magic user, read it and then suddenly you can do magic? Is that... how do they work?
Well, spell scrolls are a one-use thing, but from what I remember, you can destroy the scroll by copying it into your spell book if you have one of those. You're a magic user, like I am.
I see.
Otherwise, it's a one-use thing. I'm not sure if people that don't use magic can use them.
I
think sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah. My, captain was a magic user, but I never saw her use anything like this, so I guess I was just a little bit curious.
Well, sure, I don't use magic scrolls either that often. Spells are more convenient, but spell scrolls work in a pinch. You don't have that spell or have it prepared.
I guess that makes sense.
I was looking for more things to copy into my book. But none of these are particularly helpful for me, or what I was looking for at least.
You typically do, like, the lightning and thunder thing, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I have other stuff, but evocation is kind of my area of expertise, as it were.
What made you pick, like, that kind? Like the thunder and the lightning and all that.
Mary kind of, like, pauses and, like, purses his lips like he's thinking, and, like, looks at Peru a little bit. Well, strong and it's flashy.
That's fair. Is that the only reason?
That's what it boils down to, for the most part.
Well, it's not a bad reason, I guess.
It draws attention. It can make you look good or make you look bad.
Or help you hide something.
What's that supposed to mean? I think if I wanted to hide something, I'd go for illusion.
I wasn't insinuating anything. Just, you know, sometimes bright lights and loud sounds and lots of flashy things. It's easy to hide behind. I don't know.
Sure, or make you famous and rich.
I wasn't insinuating anything there.
All right.
Anyways, thanks for telling me about spell scrolls. I guess now I know more about magic stuff.
You're welcome.
I would also like to say, as a DM, while you were having that conversation, I was searching whether or not non-magic can use spell scrolls, and it seems that like it's not a thing that people who aren't magic users can use, because it's basically written in like an arcane like block.
Gotcha.
And like
Yeah, that's what I thought.
yeah, it's I think there's only one exception to this rule, which is rogues can have like a certain archetype that allows them at one point to use a magical item that they normally wouldn't be able to use, and that's when they can use spell scrolls.
Oh yeah, arcane tricksters.
Yeah,
like-
that one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine like say like a fighter pulling out a scroll for like fireball all of a sudden.
Yeah, no. Basically, it's pretty much limited to magic users, unfortunately.
Hey, Em.
Yeah.
Also, a side note, do you remember how much money I made over the last day and a half?
Didn't I DM it to you?
I thought so, but I can't find it at all, so I think you might have said it to me.
Did I?
All I can find is the note that you gave me on what I heard.
God, we
talk messaged too much.
Oh yeah, because I was yelling at you. Nick's stuff. Oh, I thought Heck.
Yeah.
For some reason, I think it was like 400 GP.
I don't think it was that much. I thought it was like 100.
100? We'll go back and listen to it. Does it matter right now?
No.
Okay. I just didn't know if like Mary was trying to buy something or not. But like, yeah, I will. We'll go back. I'll go back and review and get that to you.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that also I think someone asked it earlier, but everyone I received 50 JP in payment, right?
50?
I think so.
I thought it was 800.
Was it?
That's
800?
what I had down.
Okay, 800 is it
too.
then? 800 is it then? I can't fucking. I wrote 50 GP on my sheet, and I can't remember why.
Is that for your gambling winnings?
That's what it's for. Thank you.
Okay.
Wait,
maybe we need to go back and listen to it though, because I remember. I think maybe.
Thank you. Oh my god, it was bothering me so much.
I think maybe it was less than that, because I remember all of us being like, only that much.
Okay, I will.
It was just recon.
I will go back and listen and confirm the numbers and stuff like that. But like, it doesn't sound like anyone.
It's fine.
So, yeah, it doesn't sound like anyone.
I had anyway, so. Jesus. I want to look and see if there's any like what like arcane focuses they have, and if they have any that are like rings or like a bracelet or something that isn't like something that Marin would have to like physically hold, like a wand.
So you're basically looking for a device to cast magic with? That's not a wand?
Like, yeah, like an arcane focus.
Okay, let me quickly, like...
I don't know if that exists.
Yeah,
I feel like it does, but...
Yeah, there's stuff that's like, what is allowed to be an arcane focus? I don't think you'd be able to find one that he doesn't have to hold. Because for the most part, like, what's it called? Arcane focuses are like, like a magical glowy orb, or like a rod, or staff, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, it's all something that you can lose, essentially. I mean, obviously, you can lose, like, a bracelet. Like, it's... I think... Yeah. It's...
Hold on, let me Google something.
you know, like, I can make the decision myself, like, as a DM, if I'm allowing this, but I'm going to say that Elin herself doesn't have anything. If you wanted to look for something there, you might have a better chance finding something made by one of the merchants in the town, because what Elin gets essentially is just like rare imported magical items, but it's usually like standard stuff that follows like a certain like oh it falls like under a certain category of like standard magical items. There's like a couple rare things, but everything is like as you can tell, like in her store she didn't really have anything out of the ordinary, like swords, and she had like staffs, she has scrolls and stuff like that, but like they're varying rarity. She doesn't have any like super unique items. She's just very well versed in magic.
Okay. So I just Googled it.
Mhm.
I just Googled if you could cast spells without an arcane. Yeah, you can, as long as they don't require a material spell component.
Mhm. Which I don't use spell
Would that
components.
apply when we aren't using
Yeah.
spell components? Yeah.
Well, yeah, like I said, like I'm allowing there to be other arcane focuses, like other things that you can use for an arcane focus, but like Elin does not have any. She has like a couple of orbs sitting around and like a wall of staffs, but she has nothing that would interest you if you're looking for something non-conventional.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. As I said, like
that was more.
Was that?
It was less pertinent than I thought that it would be for me. So.
Okay.
Fine.
As I said, if you did want to look at them in the future, like the Sunday at the like open market where like a bunch of traders come in and stuff, that would be Marin's best bet, because people like handcraft stuff and like bring in unique artifacts and stuff like that. So he'd be much more likely to find something unique there. But yeah. So if there's nothing else like anybody wants to do here, I'm just gonna like time skip the rest of this hour.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Okay, sweet. So the hour passes and you hear back, and she comes back through the front and she's like, okay, I have everything cleaned up for you. This is as good as I can get it. It's not really, it can't get much better than this. It's not cloudy or anything, so I hope it works for you. I couldn't really shape it very well, but I did file down some of the rougher edges, so it's not going to, you don't have the risk of stabbing yourself or anything in the eye if you to your eye. So what she hands back to you is like, it's not perfectly round like a monocle or anything, but it's kind of like an oblong, rounder shape piece of glass. And she hands it back to you, Peru.
Thank you, Elin. You're a gift.
Oh, thanks. It's my job, though.
Yeah, but where would we be if there weren't people out there like you doing your job? You know? You're a gift.
Oh, thank you, Peru. We'd be the same without people like you going out there and handling bad guys.
Peru blushes.
Aww.
Elin smiles and she kind of hops up on the like tall chair she has behind her counter, and she's like, "Is that all I can help with? Is that all I can help you guys with today?"
Do you guys have any more rings or jewelry or anything less obvious on you?
Less obvious. One second. Let me see if I have anything in the back inventory. We still have that ring of climbing, I believe, because I don't think anybody bought that last week. Did Marin bought a ring last time, right? Didn't he?
I bought a ring of spell storing.
That's what I thought. Okay. And I have to find I have a lot of tabs open, you guys. Like, a lot of tabs. Okay, we're gonna do that. Whew, I wish I could customize this a little better than what I'm currently doing. What I'm currently using. Oh boy. You know what I'm gonna do instead? One second. This will be a much faster way, I promise. D&D Beyond can fuck off. With all of its shit where it's making me buy stuff.
You just lost your sponsorship with D&D Beyond.
I know.
I know, I'm sorry.
I was gonna say.
Listen, if they gift me all of the book elements, then I'll take it back.
Yeah, I hate in D&D Beyond where it's like, yes, I bought the books legally from you, Wizards of the Coast, but apparently I can't use D&D Beyond.
Yeah, like what the hell?
I own every book for 5th edition.
Guys, this is not the hate on D&D Beyond break.
No, it's not. We love you, D&D Beyond.
I don't. Give me all the content I legally paid for, god damn it.
Oh, that's way too high. The level. What's this one? Okay.
So I guess...
What's that?
No, I was just gonna make conversation if you're still looking for things. But if you
that's
found
fine.
them...
Go ahead and just make conversation. I'm digging through drawers back here.
Okay. I guess... Jez, like, goes over to Peru and, like, pokes him cheek.
His, like, his little fins on his ears flutter a bit, and he looks kind of startled down at you, and he's like, "Oh, hello. I hope you didn't take offense to what I said earlier today about you needing protein."
Nah, it's okay.
Okay.
I just like fruit. Fruit is
It's very good.
It's very good. We don't get a lot of fruit where I come from. It's a little bit hard to grow. Whoa.
Wait, really?
Yeah?
Wait, but you're a druid. I would assume that's all you would. I would assume that's what you would mostly have.
They kind of like shrug and shake their head a little bit. I've found that fruit trees don't really take well to the snow. Yeah.
Okay.
You
Wait, but then
can't
what?
just assume somebody's
No,
trying.
but this begs the question now, though. What do Circle of the Arctic? Is that what it is?
You're very smart. I didn't tell you that,
Thank you.
but you obviously know that.
Thank you. I'm curious now. Then what would Arctic druids sustain on then? If I'm assuming vegetation is somewhat hard to come by in such an environment.
Well, I will be quite honest. The vegetarian thing is a bit newer in my life. Ate a lot of fish growing up. Sometimes you had to eat reindeer though. But since I've come south, I have gone meatless.
Any particular reason?
Something I picked up from the druids that I stayed with when I first came south.
Well, I guess that makes sense. Can't use. I suppose that makes. Yeah.
Jez, if you don't mind me asking, where are you from originally?
They laugh.
The mainland?
What?
The mainland?
Hey, Dungeon Master, I'm gonna need a reminder.
Yeah.
Is it the mainland?
It's the northern part of the mainland. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I thought so. I guess, yeah, they nod and they're just like, yeah, far north of here. But yeah, the mainland.
How big is this continent, I guess?
Well, it's, taken me 4 years to get down here? 3 years?
Holy cow.
Are you not from
No,
here,
I'm
Peru?
no, my ship wrecked on the shore of Dungeon Master.
That's a weird island.
The shores of the peninsula, right? So it was Haven.
On the shores of Haven, and well, off the shores of Haven, I should say. I swam the rest of the way. But yeah, I'm not from this continent.
Haven is lovely.
It is. It's very pretty.
Aha! And you hear Elin pop up from behind her pile of stuff that she keeps behind her. Like, I want you guys to imagine, like, Ollivanders from Harry Potter, where he has, like, just walls of, like, wands and shit and, like, little tiny drawers. Like, that's basically what Elin's shop looks like, where she's just, like, digging through, like, drawer after drawer of, like, stuff, because it's chaos, but mildly organized chaos.
Oh, you mean like my desk?
So, yeah, my apartment. Okay, so, I have managed to find 3 rings, that we didn't have. I don't know where this accent came from. Let me try again. Here we go. Okay. I managed to find 3 rings that we don't have on display. I don't know why I don't have them on display. Well, honestly, I do know why one of these weren't on display. But, okay, so, the first one I have is the Ring of Bravery. This basically, if someone's trying to charm you or scare you, it kind of helps you, helps defend you against those kind of attacks. So in DM terminology, it grants you advantage on saving throws against effects that would cause you to be charmed or frightened.
Damn, we're gonna be really tanky against charms now.
Okay. This one I have, it's called the Ring of, I don't like this word. I'm gonna call this identity swapping. essentially, it makes you look the opposite of your appearance. So if you're a very masculine person, it'll make you look very small and feminine. And if you're a very feminine person, it will do the opposite, make you look tough and.
What if you're a
Masculine.
fish? Will it make you look like a human?
Mm,
Just wondering.
you could try. Honestly, I've never encountered someone like you before, so
That's fair.
I've never seen the effects of this ring on fish folk.
Do you mind if I try it on?
Well, I will say it only has one use.
Oh, never mind then.
Emergency only.
Oh no, wait, when you put on this ring. Okay, so this is originally this is called the ring of don't like that.
Ring of what?
Gender swapping.
Mm.
So I'm changing it to identity swapping. Although it says if you have no gender, this ring does nothing. So who the fuck knows? The ring will also morph clothing and items to fit your new body. However, yeah, okay, so this item is tricky. I didn't have it out on display because I'm not quite sure I'm comfortable selling it yet. I don't know, it's I don't know how to put this, so I'm just gonna say it, but it's kind of cursed.
Oh.
Yeah, a lot went through. The person who brought this to me went through quite a lot to get it back from its previous owner, and they didn't want anything to do with it after retrieving it. Essentially, the previous owner was a parent of theirs, and when they passed away, they buried them with the ring, and then a little while after that, there was an incident with some grave robbers that dug up. Well, a while after that, there was an incident with some grave robbers, and they dug up their parents, and the ring was still there. However, it's probable that this ring had something to do with their death in the first place.
Oh.
Yeah. So I think it's a little broken. But if it, yeah, I don't really, I don't recommend it unless it's more of a act of desperation. I don't know why you would need to completely change your appearance like that,
Well,
especially at a risk of something like that.
I have a lovely spell already charged into the ring I bought from you before called Alter Self, and I'm 90% sure that that can do a pretty similar thing.
Okay.
So I'm good on the curse.
Okay. No problem.
Thank you.
And this last ring, it's extraordinarily rare, and it's very, I'm gonna be truthful, it's very, very expensive. Um, okay, let me quickly read something. Okay.
Oh, Rhythm died, by the way.
Rhythm died. Okay, let me quickly play. It's because we've been, thank you.
No worries.
Bless, I still had the right thing copy pasted. Yeah, okay, so this is the Ring of Infinite Souls. I'm selling it for 5,000 GP, and the reason it's that expensive, and the reason I don't have it on display, I'm actually kind of nervous showing to you, but since you work with Ace, I trust you enough to not try and, steal it from me. When you wear this ring, if you die, it can reincarnate you. And it can do that as many times as you need it to. However, it does have like a 30-day recharge, so you shouldn't die too many times in a row. But yeah, it can bring someone back from the dead. So,
Even if they've already been dead for a while.
No, it has the spell reincarnate imbued into it, essentially. So it's got like a 10-day kind of span on it. Like you have a window of opportunity to use it. But typically it's for the ring wearer, so it's not likely that they'll be separated from the ring, because it won't work if you're not wearing the ring while you die.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
But what does the spell reincarnate do? Do you come back as a different person?
Yes, it unfortunately can't restore your exact same form. So it'll form a new adult, mature body for you, and then it will call for your soul to enter that new body. However, your soul also has to be free and willing to return to that new form. And if it's not, then the spell fails automatically, and it will be impossible to bring you back.
Where'd you get this ring? A lich?
No, it's from what I remember, it's a nature-based spell.
That follows no rules of nature that I've ever seen.
No, really, I'm looking at the thing right now. It says druid.
It's a transmutation spell. I don't know if it's... Is it only druids?
Yeah, it's only druids. It's a druid spell.
Well,
there you go.
I don't know that. It's fine.
Yeah, that's okay. It could be totally out of Jez's wheel.
They're not that high a level druid yet.
The druid.
I don't know. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. That's just on Roll20. It's not like that on the D&D wiki, but that doesn't matter. So yeah, can I interest you in any of these? Also, we have that really rad ring of climbing from last time, if you remember.
Right. For now, I think I'm alright.
Okay.
But thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Anyone else interested in the rings before I put them back away?
I'm good. I'm actually surprised that you're so willing, especially to sell a cursed magic item.
Like I said, I'm very hesitant to sell it to anyone yet. I only offered it. One of you might be capable enough to break the curse. I don't know if that's entirely possible yet. As I said, I haven't entirely evaluated the enchantment that was used to curse it. So I offered it in case, but I'm not entirely comfortable. I'm honestly pretty glad that no one is purchasing that ring. Let me quickly, I just need to make a note of these 3 items, because I will fucking forget that I have.
What was the first one?
I have all the rings written down if I can send it to you later.
Ring of identity and
Actually, how much is the ring of bravery?
Oh, the Ring of Bravery isn't too expensive. I'd sell that for about 30 GP.
Only 30?
Yeah.
Alright. I'll take that then.
Yeah, absolutely. And she places the Ring of Bravery in front of you.
Okay. I'll hand her 30 gold.
And she takes it. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I hope that brings you bravery in times that you need it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So someone wrote down these rings, right?
Yes, I did.
Sweet, bless. Okay, I can close tabs. If that's all, I have a couple other customers that are in the back that I need to help. So if that's everything, I hope you all have a wonderful day. And I'm glad I could help.
It was
Thank you again.
good to see you again.
Always a pleasure.
And with that,
Thank you.
yeah, absolutely. With that, she kind of hops off her stool and hurries to the back to help a couple of other customers that have been like mulling while you guys were having this conversation. Yeah, so you guys exit the store and enter the square with your newly polished piece of glass.
Nice.
What would you like to do now?
Can I look around to see if I see Big Dumb and Stupid?
Can
This is
Yeah.
why he doesn't stick around, Marin. You always call him names.
That was out of character.
I know.
Real
that was
quick,
out
actually,
of
did,
character, and I'm not wrong.
1 second. What's that, Detroit?
did we? I think I might have zoned out. Did she explain what the new mirror does now, or?
Oh, it was kind of part of like the explanation of when they were asking about what it does. But basically, like, instead of seeing a reflection.
Oh no, I
like-
mean like after, because she changed the glass now, right?
Yeah, like after she polished it from being a mirror, so instead of reflection, something you perceive as good or evil, being reflected as the opposite, you can basically like look like a looking glass type thing, and it does the same thing, but now you can like use it almost as like a lens to see through it.
Oh,
So
okay,
like
okay.
if you're looking at something that's good and beautiful, you'll see it as like bad and ugly.
I see. Okay.
So then, while Marin is trying to find Nyx, Faru holds it up and looks at Peter.
Okay.
What do I see?
Wow.
This is difficult because Peter's in a very gray space between good and bad. Because he comes from a pretty devious background and talks like a criminal, but in reality he's just like kind of a conspiracy theory. As some like, does he see him as like a friend and like a good companion?
Yeah.
And does he think Peter is attractive?
No, probably not.
Okay.
Because of my height, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Part of me just wants to see him.
Wow.
Okay, so you see a very attractive halfling, and he's like flipping you thing. Because it's very hard. Peter's not doing anything in particular, so like you're just kind of looking at like a handsomer version of Peter.
Huh.
What are you looking at?
You're a lot cuter in the glass.
What, really?
Yeah. Come look.
Okay, I could
Hold on a second. Does Marin perceive Peter as an attractive person?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so you look through it and see a very ugly Peter, and he looks like aged.
I'm looking
and
like
kind of-
Golem here.
Yeah, he's looking a little like Smeagol.
Baron like crinkles his nose and like makes like a stink face and looks at Peru and is like, "You're kidding, right? That's not what
You must see a
distracted,
different
right?
thing than I see.
Well, great. At least that's settled.
Yeah.
It's in the
Well,
eye
I'm
of
glad
the
to
beholder,
hear that my
So, no true sight, no true seeing, no nothing.
Not particularly.
Fantastic. Well,
But then when we get to the circus, we can all look through it and see what we
different things.
see. Well, yes, but then from those things we can make a kind of
We can make educated
conglomerative
perceptions
average
about ourselves and how
Yeah.
we view things. Great.
But no, but like you're being difficult, Marin.
I'm not being difficult.
What I mean is like we could all look through it and all tell each other what we see and then kind of make an educated guess as to what the actual thing is.
Or we can use our regular eyes, or we can talk about it, about what we see in the glass, and then realize who is more pessimistic, I guess.
well,
I
I'm
don't
glad
know. Anyway,
I'm glad to hear that people's
I'm going to
opinion of
go
me in this group
find
are
my
varied.
tiefling. I will be back.
I'm gonna go find my tiefling.
I'm gonna go find my boy. My boy, I lost my boy.
I lost my
Marin,
I've abandoned my boy.
Marin.
I've abandoned my boy.
Oh my god.
Griffin McElroy, welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the stream, Griffin McElroy. After we're gonna after
Just wait, hold on. Just said Marin a couple times.
Oh yeah,
I
go for
did while somebody was making Griffin McElroy jokes
it. Sorry.
in front of my chicken Alfredo. Marin, do you want another set of eyes to help you find Nix?
My boy.
Normally I would love some. How about if I can't... Wow. I just went quill for a second. What the hell? How about if I can't find him, I'll come back and you can help me look. Is that alright?
I don't feel particularly good about you going off by yourself.
I'm in the city. We're fine. It's not like we're going off in the Evermore alone.
Cities can be dangerous.
Look, I'm quite capable on my own. I've been on my own for most of my life.
All the more reason for you not to be alone now.
Okay, well, I'm going.
Okay, be safe.
Thank you, Jez.
Sorry.
Alright, Marin, make a Are you glancing around to see if you can see where he is, or are you like trying to track him essentially?
I don't think Marin's very good at tracking things.
Okay, so just make a perception check.
Alright. Oh, very good. 24.
24. Okay. After you push through some of the just normal everyday crowd, it's not super crowded. Like you're just kind of weaving through a couple people and buildings. You easily spot like his tail kind of sticking out past like the back of. It's almost like a gazebo type thing, but it's not really. It's like I don't know how to describe this certain thing. It's like Okay, it's like a bench, but it has like an overhang above it. I don't know if you've ever seen one of those, but some of the parks in my area have them. It's like half a gazebo.
Half a gazebo.
Yeah. You see him. He's not sitting on the bench in the gazebo. He's actually sitting in a patch of like this bench is kind of located on like the edge of like a mini park type area that's off to the side of town. It's literally like, think of how oh my god, my brain just died. The park that's in the middle of yes, like that. Thank you.
Yes.
The park that's in the center of New York. What is that fucking called?
Central Park.
Central Park. Thank you. My dumb idiot sick brain was like, yeah, Times New Park? What?
Times New Park.
So I was combining Times Square, Times New Roman, and Park. That's good. My brain is disintegrating as we speak. It's fine. You see, so he's like kind of sitting in this patch of grass. There's a little tiny like play set for some local kids, and they're just kind of playing on it. And he's sitting like pretty good distance away from that play set because he probably doesn't want to scare off the kids. But he's sitting in the grass, and he's like, it looks almost like he's meditating, but he like has his head tilted up towards the sun and his arms like outstretched.
Yeah. Okay, I know what he's doing.
Can you make an insight check with advantage?
Yeah.
As you get closer to, are you like, hold on, wait, are you approaching him? Wiz.
25.
Okay, did you approach him, or are you...
I don't know. I guess I'm watching him for a second if I'm making an insight check.
Okay, if you're trying to figure out, like... Okay, so with a 25, you are able, as, like... I gave you advantage because you would be better at reading his body language as one of his, oldest and only friends.
As someone who's known him for literally...
like 10 years.
Yeah, like 10 years.
You are able to notice that by looking at him, there's glisten on his cheeks, near his eyes. It's reflecting in the sun.
Yeah, okay. Marin walks over.
I'm gonna...
Just like...
Okay. You do
crouches
that.
down beside him and like nudges his arm a little bit.
He kind of knows, like, he can kind of insinuate it's gonna be you. So he just kind of lowers his head and turns away from you for a second, and you see him like with his beast arm like swipe at his face real quick, and he's like, hey, are you guys done with Elin?
Yeah.
Okay, so we should get ready to go then. And he stands up.
I grab his wrist. His right
Okay.
wrist, the beast hand.
Okay.
And I pull off my ring of spell storing
Okay.
and the ring of bravery that I just got,
Okay.
and I put it in his hand.
Okay, you do that, and he kind of raises an eyebrow, or actually, he like furrows his eyebrows. It's like, what are these? Why do I need them?
That one with the scrolly bits is a rune of spell storing that I put Alto Self into.
Okay.
And that lasts for 1 hour only, unfortunately. But it can change
what you look like, should you want to.
I'm gonna play off your last insight check. Say that, like, you kind of notice, like, his furrowed brows, like, twitch a little bit, and, like, something, like, almost like a flash of recognition in his eyes. You can kind of see as he, like, looks up at you and then looks back down at the rings. And he's like, and he nods, not really saying anything.
And I kind of hate that I'm giving that to you, because you know I think you look just fine, and that anyone who thinks otherwise, including yourself, can fuck right off. But if you want it, it's yours. And the other one is a ring of bravery, which keeps you from a little bit safer from being charmed or frightened, because I think you are an idiot.
He kind of laughs when you say that, because, like, he knows you're coming from a good place by giving him a ring for that. And he's like, oh, normally I probably argue, but I think you're kind of right. He, like, smiles a little bit and puts them on his, like, human hand? Yeah, human hand. His tiefling hand, I guess. Not the beast hand. Because you didn't put them on his beast hand, right? You just put them in his hand?
No, I just put them in his beast hand.
Okay, yeah. So
I don't
he's
know
wearing
if
them
they fit on his
Yeah, he's wearing them on the hand where
he
like
now
the pinky. He now has 3 rings right now. He's very close to pimp status. He only needs like 1 more, and then he can spell a word across all of them. But yeah, so he now has 3 rings on. He's wearing Ring of Spell Storing, Ring of Bravery, and the Ring of Protection. Which let me quickly reflect on what the Ring of Protection. Oh, it just increases my AC. Never mind.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, I'm not sure if that does anything about charming, but I don't think it does. It's just stuff. Okay. And he pauses for a second, and he leans down and like pulls you into a very tight hug. And he's like, "Thank you, Em."
I hug him back. You don't have to thank me. Alright, well, let's go get struck by some lightning and yell at some people in the middle of a forest.
Sounds good. And he, I think, like, for a second, he kind of, like, holds your hand as he starts to walk away, and then, like, realizes what he's doing and kind of, like, lets your hand fall back next to your side, and his does as well.
Mm-hmm.
And they rejoin the group. Hey, you guys. Hey, Prue, how did it go with Elon?
I have this little disc now, and Peru kind of shows Nyx the little disc of glass.
Yeah, okay. He's like, oh, cool, so she was able to turn it into glass. That's great.
If you look through it, things look different. And yeah, I mean, it does pretty much exactly what we expected it to do.
Cool. I don't really need to see. I believe you.
And Peru kind of just nods and puts it away.
All right.
Jez takes, like, both of Nyx's hands and is, like, holding them both, like, are you okay?
Nyx kind of, like, flusters at this motion, and he, like, blushes the slightest bit just out of surprise.
Yeah, you have a very small, very fair human.
Yeah, how tall is Jess?
5'2".
Okay, look. Nick's 6'2". So he's like a whole foot taller than her, or of them, sorry. And yeah, okay. Also, Nyx is just not, in general, used to people, especially being willing to touch him because he has the beast hand, and that is very off-putting to a lot of people.
This
So
is just a touchy person.
Yeah, he's very flustered by their like doting, basically, and he's like, yeah, I'm fine, thanks, Jazz.
They smile very, very brightly and like pat both of Nyx's cheeks. Like, don't go running off like that.
Okay. And he like touches one of his cheeks where God, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna fucking fix my where they touched his face. Like he kinda like grazes it with his own hand briefly, and he's like, oh, yeah, I won't do it again, sorry.
It's all good. We were just worried about you. Oh no.
With that,
If
you guys are all ready to leave town, even if you aren't, I'm gonna end the session there, because we ran like 15 minutes over time. Sorry about that.
That's cool.
But yeah, wow, we didn't get nearly as far into the session as I thought it would be. Great, which means I have a shit ton of stuff prepared for next week. Oh, that's so good, because actually, well, here's my actual announcement. Next week is finals week for me, so there won't be a session next week. Sorry, I forgot to say that.
Oh, thank God.
The week after that, we will return to normal, regularly scheduled programming and stuff like that. And then we'll have to figure something out, because I'll have work schedules to kind of work around, but it'll be summer for most people, so we can talk about that.
Yeah.
Scheduling bug later, but yeah. So next week there will not be a session because it's finals week, and I know that like at least half of us are in college, so I don't want to kill any of our players.
I'm dying.
My finals are this week, so.
Yeah. Oh, sorry about that, Nat.
Dude, it is A-okay. I would much rather be playing Dungeons and Dragons, to be quite fair.
Yes, I did ask you. You did say it was okay, so I'm just clarifying that I did get Nat's permission to include them in this session. But yeah, that's everything for this week. Thank you guys so much for playing. Thank you to everyone who came to watch this stream. I had a lot of fun. And I know there wasn't a lot of like super action-packed stuff today, but I think there was a lot of good character interaction, and that makes me very happy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. And thank you for being a great DM.
Thank you. No problem.
Yes, thank you, M.
Thank you,
Thank you guys. But yeah, that's thank you again to our audience and to my players, and that's everything. So I will see you guys in 2 weeks, probably. Okay. Bye to the stream.